Hello guys. A question was posed to me about the sword and hammer and what does this motion mean? What does this motion mean in the sword and hammer? And it was taught a few different ways depending on what era you were with Shihan. And the sword and hammer had many different meanings depending on who your instructor was. And was he more of a tournament-minded instructor to where he was more after the talent and skill aspect as opposed to competing in tournaments? Or was he trying to define each motion and give it a bonkai and a meaning? I would say the majority of the people, if not 99% of them, did the forms and did them without actually knowing what the technique or motions were for. Which is fine because Shihan taught the majority of the people that way. Unless you were really close to him and you were trading hands and technique with him, then he would actually explain what those motions are for and break them down to you. And I'm not saying the way other instructors teach or whatever they show you is good, bad, or indifferent. I'm just telling you what I observed and what I saw over the period of years I was with him. And to really capture the essence of what the art was about means you have to put yourself into the form, which means you have to become one with it. You have to make, if you're doing the falling leaf, it's not going to look like the sword and hammer. It's going to take on a different character and a different meaning, and the flow pattern is going to be different. If you're doing the sword and hammer, it's going to be a little bit more rigid, but flowing, not tight, and not breathing, opening your mouth. You want to always keep your mouth closed and breathe through your nose. You don't want to take in too much oxygen. You want to breathe through your nose, in and out. And you want to make sure those motions are robust and have power behind them, but yet flowing. With the falling leaf, you're going to be flowing a little bit more, and there's going to be certain breaks in there that you wouldn't have within the sword and hammer. So once again, it's really based on who is teaching you and what he picked up, or was he corrected by Shihan. Because a lot of times, don't get me wrong, he would teach people, and if they didn't pick it up, he would show it once, twice. If you didn't get it, he wouldn't correct you. I know it sounds funny, but that's just the way he was. If he liked you, if he saw that you were really into the art and trying to get a better breakdown of it, he might tell you what the movements are for. But for the majority of people, whatever level they are, you could ask them the question, and 90% of them will just shrug their shoulders or try to make up something on the spot. A lot of the forms were made up on the spot. Actually, all the forms were made up on the spot. Whatever came to his head for that moment, he would create. And if you didn't get the movement actually what he was showing the first time, well, then he would make it more simpler. If he didn't get the second time, then he would make it even more simple. And if he didn't get it after the third time, he would say, "There's too much on your mind, come back tomorrow." That's the way he taught. Well, that's just a little breakdown of Okinawa-Te. And I hope it helps you a little bit. And I wish you guys all the best. You take care now. Bye.